Hey there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the deck profile for the Satellarknight. This is a very neat little deck that revolves around getting out rank 4s by using the famous Altair Denim combo to bring out any sort of rank 4 play. And the deck is really nice. If I just played an OCG, I could have gotten the Rongomient, which is like super good in this deck. But I don't have Rongomient, since Rongomient isn't in TCG yet, we can't play him, but that doesn't stop us from playing a bunch of other cool Xyz monsters. And I also brought in a couple of synchros, actually, because we run Glow Up Bulb as well as the Effect Veilers. Should we need to go for something like a Mistworm, a Armades, or a Catastor. Catastor is mainly there just for the mirror match, because there's unless they go for the Delta Rose, Catastor is Delta Rose or the friggin' Arc or Cassell. This runs over anything in their entire deck, basically, which is really nice. You just go for this late game when they don't have anything, and you basically, or when they have used Delta Rose effect, use this as a rebuttal card, basically. And they're gonna have to prioritize this over all the other cards you have. This is for the Shaddoll matchup as well as the Burning Abyss matchup, because this hinders all of their effects from going off when you attack into them or something like that, which is really nice. And finally, the Mistworm is basically there for the Shaddoll matchup mainly. But without further ado, let's go actually into the deck profile and explain this as we go along. So first we run the Big Data BLS. I actually run a couple of Darks in here, so I was like, wait, why not run the BLS as well? Because he can be a win condition in and of its own, and he just wrecks face. Next we run the Photon Thrasher. This is just an easy way to go into Delta Rose quicker. Say that we already have a Deneb in our graveyard and an Altair in our hand. We have an empty board. We can special summon the Thrasher, normal summon the Altair, special summon the Deneb in our grave, then go for a Delta Rose. So that's really neat. Next we're on the triple Unukali. It's just our way to get our Deneb into our graveyard as fast as possible. And he's a big beat stick to top it off, so he's kind of nice in that regard. Next we run the triple Satellarknight Altair. This is just our Wolf Bark. We bring back the Neb, and shenanigans go off from there. He special summons one other Satellarknight from the graveyard when he's summoned, and you can only activate that effect once per turn, of course. And when you activate this effect, you cannot attack with any other monsters besides Satellarknights. Then we go for the Neb. This is our Stratos. When he's summoned by any means, you get to add one Satellarknight monster from your deck to your hand. And the cool thing is with the part that if he's summoned, he rarely misses timing. Which is really nice. Next we run the Satellarknight Vega triple. So this is another really easy way to go into our Delta Rose. Because we just normal summon this, special summon Altair, special summon Deneb, and go for the Delta Rose quickly. Next we run the triple Blue Mountain Butter Spy. This is mainly in case Rongomient ever comes to the TCG. This is a great card because it allows us to just make a it allows us to make a 5 material Rongomient pretty quick. And that's the last monster we're going to be using for XC summons in this entire deck. And then we have the Neospatian Grand Mole. This is for the a little bit of a text choice against the what's it called, the Shaddoll matchup. And normally people run this in siding, but I always prefer to run it in main deck because Shaddolls are so prevalent that it's just good to have. Because I really don't want to deal with their fusions at all. And next we run the one Glow Up Bulb. This is for synchro plays like the friggin' Mistworm, the Armades, as well as the Catastor. Should we need to go for any of those, it's there, and it's just a really nice card in general. Next we run the two Effect Veilers. This is our effect negation of the deck, as well as it provides us with a tuner should we need to go for any of these again. So yeah, each one of these is basically, this can be used twice. You can basically call the Haunted it first and then activate its effect later on. So yeah, that's a cool thing. Next we run the triple Rhoda. This is a way as to get to every single warrior in our entire deck, besides BLS. So yeah, it's really useful since it searches out anything we would really need. And it recently went to 3, so I was like, hey, why not run 3? Next we run the One Foolish Burial to send the Deneb to the grave as fast as possible. We run 3 Mystical Space Typhoons to blow up any unnecessary back row that we really don't want to deal with. We run the risk of smashing a sword, but I think it's well worth it in the end because we do have Satellarknight Factor. No, we have the friggin' Stellar Nova Alpha as well as Solemn Warning to deal with that. And also the Bottomless, should it really come to that. Next, of course, there is the double Photon Lead. This is another way to go into those really awesome rank 4 plays with relative ease, as well as making big synchros too. So yeah. Next, we've run 1 Boundless Trapple, stopping opponent's plays. 1 Celestial Aura gives us basically another normal summon during our main phase or our opponent's battle phase. We special summon 1 Starlight monster from our hand, but it's in essence another normal summon, which allows us to go for multiple Xyz monsters in 1 turn. Next we run triple Call of the Haunted. This is just another way to get to our Denebs or our Altairs or our Vegas to go for those really nice plays, as well as it allows us to recycle our Effect Veilers should we really need them. I could be running Honest in this as well. I didn't actually think of that, but I don't think it's super necessary in Satellarknights, to be honest with you, since we're not running into anything that's like super deadly. The thing that has the only thing that has higher attack in the metagame right now than Deltaros is is Construct right now, and Construct destroys him anyway, so it's not like we're gonna need the Honest, but it might be something that you could consider running if well, when the Cleave Paths become a thing in the TCG. Next round, the Stellar Nova Alpha, of course. This is our effect negation. Well, it stops any spell trap or monster effect by sending a face-up Satellarknight monster you control to the graveyard, and then you get to draw one card off of that too, so that's really nice. And finally, we've run the 1 Solemn Warning, and that runs up the main deck. For the extra deck, we run 1 Mistworm, 1 Armades, and 1 Catastor. These are basically just tech choices because we run the Glow Up Bulb in this. I just decided, like, hey, Glow Up Bulb is at 1. Why not try it out in Satellarknights? It seems like it could be useful. Also, you can also run Xsaber Wayne in this. I think. Let me just check this. Xsaber Wayne. You can also play Wayne in this should you really want to have some more, and not necessarily consistency, but if you want more, synergy with the deck, you can also run a Wayne that is to further extend your combos and make them really awesome plays. If you want to make like an OTK centric version of these, which it could happen at some point. Next we've run the 1 Heroic Champion Kusanagi for trap negation, as well as it's a quite big beat stick, and since it's mainly there for the Burning Abyss matchup because they run a shitload of traps, and if they activate something we can just negate it with this and it gains 500 attack, which makes it 3000, and it's just really scary to deal with. Next we run the double Deltaros. This is our monster destruction, as well as it's our main boss monster and our quote-unquote win condition of this deck. If we had Rongomient, that would probably be our win condition, but this is the closest we have, so yeah. Next we run the 1 Photon Papal Operative. This is just mainly for, I don't know, it's mainly just to change things into attack position. Should we really need to. Say that we already have a Shadow Imprisoning Mirror on board and your opponent plays something face down. You can just go, okay, let's flip it face down and then smash over it to deal some damage. Next we run the 1 Gun Diva. This is for the mirror match actually, because well, the mirror match as well as the Burning Abyss matchup, because when you're especially, well, it's more or less against the mirror match, because then you can just go, okay, let's go for Gun Diva, and then they're pretty much screwed because they can't do anything against this thing. Next we run the 1 Silent Honors Arc. This is just to get around troublesome monsters with relative ease. Next we run the 1 Heroic Champion Excalibur, running over things that are really big. Should be fight against something like Sylvans, or if we just want to deal some ridiculous amounts of damage to our opponent in 1 strike, that's the way to do it. Next we run the one Castel, the Sky Blaster. It's just to get around stuff like Beals and stuff like, and things like that. Because Beals, even though it's not super relevant, it's still a very powerful card that could cause a lot of trouble for the decks nowadays. Well, aside from maybe Burning Abyss, because they can just bounce, just spin it back to the deck, and that's that. Next we have the SPAAACE General. This is a really nice monster. He's actually kind of the main reason why I run 2 Thrashers, because then we can make a big 4100 beat stick. It's just going to be running over a bunch of monsters, and we're just going to have a grand old time with him. Next we're on the 1 Starlish Paladinamo. Running over things again and dealing a shit ton of damage is really nice. And finally we run the 1 lovable chain, ditching cards, as well as the 1 Gaga Cowboy, burning our opponent for that last 800 should we really need it. As for the siding, I actually run siding in this because I think there are a couple of people here that actually would like to play something like this in competitive. So we run 2 Kaias, because this deck has the friggin' Celestial Aura, so we can go for tributes with relative ease, and banishing cards is kind of powerful. It's mainly there for the Shadal matchup more than anything else. Then the Flying Sea, this is for the Burning Abyss matchup. If you really want to, you can run this against them, and if they when they normal or special summon a monster, you can just go, okay, Flying Sea, and then basically all the Burning Abyss monsters they have are gonna die. And they can't use anything with this. Even if they go for friggin', even if they go for a tour guide, you can still summon this, because they can exceed summon as long as they control it. And they have a really bad time actually getting rid of this, because they're gonna be forced to put into attack position and attack into you. So yeah, Fire Fist players are probably going to be liking this card a lot against the Burning Abyss matchup. Next we run 2 DD Crows to get rid of things that I really don't want in my opponent's grave, such as the friggin' D-Nebs should my opponent be running Satellarknights themselves, or if there's like some card like the like a Shadal Fusion or something in the graveyard that I don't really want them to have, I can just banish it. Or if they somehow manage to ditch a, what's his face? Or if they ditch the friggin', or if Burning Abyss players ditch another card. Oh, goddamn, I can't remember what it's called. The Skarm. Yeah, there we go. This is against the Skarm as well. Then we run the 1 Darkhole and Raigeki. These both do basically the same thing. Cleans the board is not necessarily the greatest. It's nothing that you're going to be running in the main deck at the moment, but it's great in siding should you be running into those rogue decks that really can't deal with a Raigeki or a Darkhole. Next we run the Different Dimension Ground. This is a really nice card because it's basically a defissure for a turn, which is kind of cool. So should our opponent be playing something like a Shadal Fusion, we just go, okay, Different Dimension Ground, and they just banished everything that they try to gain effects off of, which is kind of cool. Sadly, that applies to us as well. So you really just want to have your play already on board before activating Different Dimension Ground or using it during your opponent's turn. Next we run the Chain Disappearance against the Burning Abyss matchup, because that kind of is a problem against those guys. Chain Disappearance is just, it wrecks them completely. Yeah, getting rid of, well, if they normal summon a friggin', what's his face? If they normal summon that tour guide and you just flip the Chain Disappearance on them, they lost just one of their best monsters right there. And they can't use it for the rest of the duel because they're all of them are banished. And also you get to check their entire hand and deck too, so that's kind of cool. Then of course we have the Triple Shadow Imprisoning Mirror against the Burning Abyss as well as the Shadals. So that runs up the siding, main deck, and extra deck. So tell me what you guys think about this, and I'm out.